Hey guys, welcome to another video with me, Crazy Skin Dog, and it's finally here, 2022's competitive karting season. A chilly but very sunny morning in Castle Combe for round one of the Castle Combe Karting Championship. The season this year is so popular, they had 74 drivers sign up for round one, so they've kind of doubled the cap from last year. And now we have a morning session and an afternoon session. Now I was graded into the afternoon session based upon my results last year, and yeah, they kind of take the odd positions from last year and the even positions from last year and split them so that the first and second person are just like beating each other for points and take points off each other and things like that and keep it competitive. And yeah, it was pretty chilly, but it was a lovely day. And I went up in the morning, got up there at about 9:30 to watch the morning session. Those guys had already been up there for an hour by that point, so they were all pretty tired. But yeah, I thought I'd get up, watch the morning and just chat to the guys, see everybody again, see Seb, Brian, everybody else. Shout out to all the guys that messaged me on Instagram beforehand and came up and said hi and had a chat and hung out. It was great to meet everybody and just really fantastic to see all the guys again from last year, and that's what it's all about really, isn't it? Just having some fun, enjoying your Sunday out, and making friends, chatting to people and just enjoying it generally. So yeah, the morning session went really well. Obviously I wasn't racing, but it was ran perfectly, ran really smoothly, and got a bit of cheeky info from the guys that were driving, worked out where it was different to last year, because they've made a few changes, only very minor ones, but a few changes to the track this year. So they've actually filled in the best change. They've filled in the hole on the right hand turn of the chicane after the first hairpin, so you can run that much closer to the barrier now without just falling down the chasm, which is fantastic. They'd also reprofiled some of the barriers, especially the pit lane one, so that section of the track coming down to the left-right chicane kind of at the top of the hill is much tighter entry now, so you're having to swing tighter to the left and turn in earlier. It kind of just prevents people from dive bombing quite so much, because there was a hell of a lot of dive bombing on that corner last year. But yeah, overall the changes made it harder to overtake, which is hard to believe if you've watched last year's video, but they were good changes, I think, overall. It's always hard to overtake at such a tight track like Castle Combe, but you just gotta make the most of it, make the moves when you can, and if someone leaves the door open, you've got to go for it. And as we'll see in videos today, there was quite a bit of bumping, a lot of black flags. So the marshalling today was fantastic. They had loads of marshals and they were really hot on picking up any penalties or contact and things like that. I think more black flags got shown in the morning session and the afternoon session, to be honest, but each session separately, than the entire season last year. And that's not because the racing was worse or more bumpy or anything like that. It's just because the marshals were really penalising people for things that were putting other people out, so affecting their lines or any kind of loading into turn one or shoving into the barrier, things like that. They were being punished for this season, and it really made a lot of people back out of some questionable moves, I think. As always, there's controversy in those kind of things. You'll hear it from me in the heats videos, this video, and I'm sure you'll see some in the finals video as well, which we'll go through. But yeah, overall it was an absolutely fantastic day. The guys up at Castle Combe put on a fantastic event. It runs so smooth, so efficiently, and yeah, always a whale of a time. So let's dive into the racing. Okay then guys, here we go, the first competitive action of 2022, and I got to check the transponders are working properly, so they send Neil off on his own to begin with, and then we follow him down to the start line, and going to do the old tyre warming. There we go, get those nice and warm, check the brakes work, and yeah, we're starting in P4 for this one. And yeah, this is the very first heat of the afternoon session, and we're starting right behind Theo there. Shout out Theo. He's not raced very much, but he hit me up on Instagram and we had a chat and hung out before the race and everything. And there we go, green light, away we go. Unfortunately Theo hasn't reacted to the light, but I have well, and we're up the inside, about to turn in, and then it's just a dive bomb, and it's probably cost me second place. Just completely taken out there, and look at that gap that we've now got to try and make up. But either way, head down, let's go get it. We probably weren't going to beat Neil anyway, but definitely second was achievable in this race. And as we'll see there, the guy behind gets a black and white for that absolute dive. Theo slides ahead, and they're going to have a little bit of a battle. I'm going to look interested. We go gain a load of time, and I'm just going to settle in behind Theo for now. See how it is up the top corner. He kind of defends, and yeah, we'll just maintain our line. Try not to get overtaken from behind. We know that guy is not afraid to send it. We're going to catch up massively here coming downhill. Theo's going to ease off, and we're going to tap him, unfortunately, so we'll stay behind there. And then he slides into the hairpin right in front of us, unfortunately, so there wasn't a huge amount we could do to get out of the way, and we're gonna get clear through the chicane and up the hill. Once again, more contact in the first heat, and we have an absolute mile to make up if we're going to get back into second place, but we're going to get our head down and go for it, putting in some decent laps by the looks of it, and already starting to gain. Look at that hairpin, nice. So that was pretty good entrance to the hairpin there, coming up the hill, and we're just human DRS ready. Yellow flags around the other side of the circuit. I'm going to catch up at the top. Yeah, start just making progress here. Yellow flags ahead, so hopefully they'll go in. Yeah, they've gone in, all good. Yeah, just look how much we've gained in that one lap. We're close now, but coming towards the end of the heat. That hairpin, we got the drive there. Okay, up the hill we're going to take a look. Hopefully we're going to get right up behind him and slot the inside. Now he's going to go defensive, is he? Yeah, he's going to go defensive. He's going to we just catch him on the apex. Couldn't quite get a switch back done, and coming down the hill. Going to look up the inside. No, it's just never on there, and that is the checkered flag. And we take a P3 from heat 1. Disappointing. Definitely should have been a P2. That was guaranteed almost, from the way the start went. Just got dive bombed, and yeah, it's disappointing, but it happens. And P3 still isn't bad. We'll take a P3 from the first heat. Good start, get us in there, and yeah, we'll go on to heat 2. Heat 2 then, my pole heat. So we're starting pole. We've got to finish first. There's no two ways about it. If we're aiming for A finals this year, pole heat has to be won and have to not finish lower than third in any other heat. So we're starting from pole. We're going to finish first, right? So get into position, take a look over the shoulder, wait for the other guys to get into position, and yeah, just make sure, look around, wait for the green light, waiting, still waiting, there it is, and away we go. And we've got a decent start. They're going to pull side by side, but we're on the inside, so that gives us the advantage. And there we go, decent turn in, not dive bombed this time, and we've maintained the position. We just take the racing line through the chicane, human DRS, look over the shoulder, not even going to go defensive, so I'm guessing we've pulled a little bit of a gap already, just enough to be comfortable. And yeah, we're going to settle in for 5 laps of just consistent, clean racing where we don't make any mistakes and we don't needlessly give away any positions or time. Little looks over the shoulder every now and again just to make sure I'm not about to get overtaken. Not even going for the human DRS this time, so feeling good. Taking this top corner quite well today, really happy with that. And you see the guys streaming up the hill there. Down here they changed that right hander just after the pit exit. You had to turn in much earlier than last year on that one, so that took a while to get used to, but starting to get used to it now. The hairpin I was hit and miss on this morning. That was a decent drive round at that time. Some races I just couldn't hit. Human DRS again, look over the shoulder. Yeah, we're not worried, are we? We're not even taking a defensive line. And, yeah, we're cruising at this point, I think, just concentrating on getting through and making sure we win this heat. Last thing we want to do is give up this P1 needlessly, because nobody's pressuring us, so it's just an exercise in concentrating and driving the the way I need to drive, setting fast laps, and just getting comfortable with the track again, and yeah, using it as a bit of kind of extra practice at this point. Feeling good with the pace, feeling good with the grip, dealing with the corners well. Just, yeah, it's going well. And I'm running out of things to talk about whilst I just blast around with an empty track ahead. As I said in last year's videos, I love watching this heat, because it's always nice to watch yourself drive around and win a race. But it doesn't make for the best viewing, because it's just me going around in circles. But there we go, the checkered flag, and we take the P1 from our pole heat. Super happy with that. Nice and simple in the end. Unfortunately, there's no footage for heat 3. I managed to forget to turn off my GoPro in between heats, so no footage from that one. It was a pretty messy heat all round, but I started P6 and got up to P3, so I probably should have got second, again like the first heat, but sometimes it's just not possible. And yeah, there was a bit of contact in that one. It was just a bit scruffy and a bit messy, but we got P3, so we got P3, P1, P3, and the fourth and final heat to come. So let's go see how that one went. Okay then, heat 4. I mentioned earlier there might be some whinging about black and white flags coming up. I got a feeling this is the heat where you might hear me. So yeah, we're going down to the start line. We're starting in 3rd for this heat, and coming out the pits, the kart did not respond to me putting my foot on the throttle, so I was kind of worried down here, but we'll see how it goes. Gonna wait for the light. Yeah, taking time. There it is, green, and we put our foot down and just nothing happens, and 4th manages to get in front of us, and 5th is going to challenge us. We're going to turn in and we're going to go round, and again just no drive. We had to gap up the inside and just did not accelerate. Luckily that guy diving up there is going to give us a chance to get into 3rd. But yeah, just off the start line and out that hairpin, I could have really done with a kart that picked up, and it just wasn't. Once it was up, it was good. As you see at the top corner there, I'm catching up, coming down the hill, I'm just gaining and gaining and gaining all the way. So the kart had speed, it just, when you put your foot down, you see here, just didn't go. And he's pulling away there, and then as we come through the chicane, it kicks in and we start catching him. Is he going to defend there? He's going to go wide, but we're not going to send it either. And again, just get our foot down, and we just can't get any drive to get up the inside, and he's pulled away from us. Now this guy was braking and slowing down in areas of the track that I was definitely not expecting. As you see, we catch right up to him here, and then coming into the hairpin, and brake, little nudge, and he goes a little bit wide. We get up the inside, and we managed to get through past on the chicane, and away we go. We're up into 2nd, and looking ahead, thinking about 1st. Yeah, nice and clean. Coming round down the hill, and what do we see? We see a marshal with a black and white flag pointing at me, and my head shakes there. And then again, coming round the corner here, around the chicane, you see I shake my head again. You can see what I thought of that decision in the moment. Looking back at it and speaking to people, it's borderline, I think. I can see why I got it. At the same time, the guy was just slowing down in some really weird places, and I just couldn't hit the brakes quick enough to avoid the contact. The contact was very minor, and he was going wide everywhere as it was. But obviously, I'm gonna say that it wasn't my fault, and I shouldn't have got a penalty. But I did get a penalty at the end of the day, unfortunately. But yeah, that's all the whinging I'm going to do about that. Just let me know in the comments below if you think that was a black and white or not. I think I deserved it. Actually, I started to catch up towards the end, but we'd lost too many laps. And just the main problem that race was just the kart not accelerating. It was frustrating because, again, another heat that I should have come 1st in, to be honest. I had the pace once it picked up. It's just the drive off the line and out of the hairpin just absolutely ruined me. But that's going to be it for the heats. We had a 1st, 2 P3s and a P2, but with a black and white speed, lost 3 points for that. And yeah, that put us 12th overall after the heats, and so we start 4th in the B final. So look out for that video coming and see how the finals went. Thank you very much for watching, guys. See you in the next one.